through this experience and all this grief, just shining. You're so lovely. Okay, I've got to stay on track. 9 minutes. Questions from y'all. Here we go. Eileen asks, what character have you portrayed that you most closely self-identified with?
Oh, that's really interesting. Daisy Jones actually, to me, felt like really close to my mother. So that was, when I read it, I was like, this is like reminds me so much of my mom. And I told them that when I met them. And so there was a closeness there because I felt like, I don't know, just I felt like I was playing a version of my mom.
Absolutely.
But as for me, gosh, I don't know. I try and relate to every character I play somehow. And I think that there's little pieces of all of them that are, that parts of me are in.
Right. Well, you've lived so authentically, so I can only imagine getting to play what you think your mom went through was just a cathartic experience in a way. Lauren asks, what was one of your favorite stories to hear as a child about your grandfather?
Oh, that's nice. My favorite stories to hear, like funny ones. I really liked to hear all the Southern banter, when
That was
crazy things
fascinating
happen.
part of the book, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, so that was always fun for me. Like my mom would tell very funny stories about them, the way they would kind of all yell at each other, and that was always
The ones of him sledding and almost killing himself so many times, and then her dying laughing, flying down the hill at Graceland. Those were amazing.
Definitely.
I love those. What made you choose this particular photo that was selected for the book's cover, which is just stunning?
There were a lot of photos we were looking at, and originally the book cover was actually just my mom in this photo, and then you could just see Elvis's shirt, and then the publisher was like, "It's weird. We need to show that that's a person, that's that it's her dad, not some random man, So then we included his, part of his face, but I didn't want it to just be Elvis and her, so I wanted it to feel a little mysterious. So there was a lot of conversations about it.
Okay.
But I think that you feel, what I like about it is you feel his presence, and he's such you feel his presence, but it's not its whole face.
Yeah.
And you feel the love there. And I think so much of, even though, it was really important to me that her story is her story, but I think that the loss of him is the beginning of the book and is really important.
Absolutely.
And he was kind of the greatest love of her life, other than her children. So I felt like
hand on hers.
his hand there, it just felt, I don't know, it just felt right.
It's beautiful, and I love the lip, this lip that you all have. What do you
Yes.
call it?
Oh,
It's
I know.
It's the most beautiful lips ever that they all
Yeah.
have. But it's just, it's so iconic.
I know. It's funny, when my little sisters were born, we were all waiting, me and my mom were waiting to see if they had the lips. And I was like, they both have it. She was getting a C-section, and she was totally out, and I went over to her because I was in there. And I was like, they have the lips.
Amazing. I love reading that about y'all in there. We are going to do one last one. So I kind of talked about this, and as you said, there were so many different traditions. What are your absolutely favorite family traditions that your mother has passed down to you and your siblings? Christina asks of all of them.
I think her love of holidays, because I didn't realize that that's not common. And now that I'm an adult, and I have adult friends, they're like, "You're doing something on Halloween," And I'm like, "Of course I am."
Yes.
She was just everything. Valentine's Day. Every holiday she made, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
and I bring that into our family, and my husband wasn't raised like that. They barely celebrated Christmas, and that was totally crazy to me.
It's funny when you say you're adult, because I grew up with large family gatherings, very serious about food, and I had a friend, and it was Christmas Eve, and she's like, I don't know, we're gonna go get fast food. I'm like, you're getting fast food on Christmas Eve? But you grow up and you're like, wow, we were the lucky ones. Like, we got all this tradition and holiday, and so many people didn't.
Yeah, so that I feel really grateful for, and we still, we still do that, and so all those little things, like I
love it.
Yeah.
I think my friends think I'm spoiling. I still do like major Valentine's gift baskets, which I understand. I guess that's spoiling them, but I'm like,
No.
they're kids once, and it's fun.
My mom did that until we were in our 20s. So. Oh yeah, giant baskets like. Easter, we'd have like a little trail of chocolate around the house, like
a trail. Oh, steal that. That's a great one.
Yeah, to a basket.
And it ends with a lot of new bunny, right?
Or that. Sometimes it would. She would have Easter parties and give out bunnies and chickens.
Oh my God.
You gave bunnies to
My
people?
mom would, and often I have family here. They would remember this, and often parents were like, oh my God, like this is so annoying. Lisa's like,
I've learned.
Lisa's given my kid a goat. She had goats.
That is amazing. I mean, puppies at Christmas we've heard of, but like
as children, it was the most
goats.
amazing thing. But I talked to the parents, as an adult, and they were like, yeah, your mom would send us home with like goats and chickens, and we didn't know what to do with them.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
What an incredible woman. I love this. Well, I think we're coming to an end. I don't know who to thank. Thank you for letting me do this. This is a highlight of my life. And I do want to say, besides the Lisa Marie and Elvis and Priscilla, besides your family, thank you for sharing so much vulnerability from such a famous family, because it helps all of us, and it helps so many that you don't know. And like I said, I mean, even on the last page, I haven't mentioned this, but when you wrote the eulogy to her, I can barely get through it, but it's so horrible and beautiful and wonderful and just sad and amazing. And just reading the book was really cathartic for me, and I know for everyone in here who has read it. So just thank you for your vulnerability, and I don't know what you're writing next, but I hope you write another one very soon.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for coming.